YouTube! Are you tired of this outfit yet? Today you can ignore the bookshelf going on behind me because I am not going to talk about books. In this video I thought I'd talk about a TV show for a change. And that TV show is, wait for it, Teen Wolf. Now, I know what you're thinking. Teen Wolf? As in teen werewolves? As in teenage werewolves? As in teenagers that are also werewolves? As in Twilight, except with werewolves? Well, my friend, before I started watching Teen Wolf, I was the same as you. I was skeptical, to say the least, and I was not expecting to like it. But guess what? I did like it. A lot. So much that I want to talk to you about it in a video. So that's what I'm going to do. This is my channel and I can do what I want with it. So let's talk Teen Wolf. Now, I guess I don't really have to explain what Teen Wolf is about, because unsurprisingly, it's about a teenager who turns into a werewolf. Now, I have to admit, the show does start out a little bit like you would expect it to. Cheesy high school werewolf drama with cheesy insta-love and the mean popular bitch you have in every high school drama and the mean popular quarterback type person dude you have in every high school drama. And of course, they're also very passionate about the sport. Except in this show, it's not football, but lacrosse. See, it's already deviating from stereotypes there. So I was watching season 1 and I was still very skeptical. In fact, I only watched 2 episodes the first time around. I was watching them with friends and then I was like, nah, and I never continued. But then I watched The Maze Runner. I very much liked Dylan O'Brien's acting and also his face. So I decided I wanted to enjoy more of said face and acting. So I watched Teen Wolf. All of it. Within 3 weeks. You see, that is what Teen Wolf does to you. It makes you laugh at its badness at first. And you think, haha, this is ridiculous but entertaining, let's watch another episode. But then, once you get halfway through season 2, it just grabs you. You don't really want to do anything else but just watch yet more Teen Wolf. I'm sure you're all wondering, what could possibly be so great about a show called Teen Wolf? Well, luckily, I'm here to tell you. First of all, Styles. That's pretty much all you need to know. Styles, the character played by Dylan O'Brien. And this is not just because of Dylan O'Brien's face. Although it is a little bit because of Dylan O'Brien's face. Styles is such a wonderful character. He's so funny, lovable, and wonderful and great. A lot of people say that Styles is the strongest character on the show, which I definitely agree with. Something else I really love about Teen Wolf are the parents. All of the parents are so involved in the story, especially Styles' father, who is also the sheriff, and Scott's mother, Melissa, who is also a nurse in the hospital. These kids love their parents, which is really refreshing to see that a teenager has a great relationship with their parents. And Styles' father and Scott's mother are genuinely 2 of my favorite characters on the show. And Styles' dynamics with his father is just so beautiful and wonderful, and it makes me cry all the time and it warms my heart, and it's really one of the most emotional things on the show. Next, and this is something that I think is very often overlooked in TV in general, is the styling. Usually I don't really notice this about TV shows, but the styling in this show is on point. Literally all of Lydia's outfits, Allison's outfits, and later on Leah's outfits as well. I want all of them. And I also think the styling really fits the characters. For example, you see Scott in season 1, he kind of dresses like a nerd, I guess, like a high school outcast person. And as the series progresses, he gets more confident. And I think that's also reflected in his clothing, in the way he dresses. I think that's really cool if the clothes that a character wears represent their character development. I think that's when you know that a stylist is doing a good job. And the stylist on Teen Wolf is doing an excellent job. Then there is the extreme lacrosse. The boys are quite passionate about lacrosse, but no one is as passionate about lacrosse as their coach. The coach is such a hilarious character. He's absolutely hysterical. That's one of the things about the show too. It's just so funny. Just genuinely funny without being mean or being inappropriate about anything. It's just genuinely hilarious, and it makes me laugh out loud a lot. I also like how Teen Wolf is kind of subtly breaking gender stereotypes. Like, for example, there are some really badass women on the show, and it's actually confirmed sometimes that women in this show are leaders and fighters and mercenaries, even, and villains, and it's just really cool. The women really hold their own. I mean, there's even one pairing where the dude is the little spoon. How cute is that? Like, seriously. That's adorable and empowering, sort of. Breaking gender stereotypes. It's a good thing. I think, in spite of being wildly unrealistic with the whole werewolf, supernatural, paranormal fantasy thing, Teen Wolf is also weirdly realistic about some of the emotional storylines in the story. Like, for example, these teenagers are faced with werewolves, creepy things, murder, they find dead bodies, they see a lot of violence and creepiness. And it gets to them, you know, they really get traumatized and PTSS-like tendencies, which I think, when you think about it, makes a lot of sense. And for example, if you look at like the Vampire Diaries, everyone there goes through so much shit as well. I mean, is there even a single character on that show that hasn't murdered anyone? It doesn't really seem to have any consequences. Whereas on this show, all of the shit that these teenagers go through really affects them, I think. I mean, they even fail classes and stuff. That never happens, but it makes a lot of sense. I mean, when you spend all night running through the woods, howling and, I don't know, fighting evil werewolves, it makes sense that you wouldn't have that much time left to study. And it's still not too realistic, obviously, it's still a paranormal show, but I feel like it does that a lot better than some other paranormal fiction-y things out there. I also really enjoy the detective aspect of the series. As I said, the dynamic between Styles and his father is my favorite on the show. We get some delightful scenes with Styles and his father figuring out murders and incidents, and I just really enjoyed that little bit of detective-iness and also father-son bonding. It just really warmed my heart. It just made me really happy. When I watched the first few episodes, a lot of the things that happened I saw coming. Like, it's very predictable at first, even painfully predictable at times, but because it's so predictable, it gets you in kind of a mindset where you think you can predict everything that happens. Spoiler alert! You cannot. This show just has a way of being surprising about the obvious. Like, for example, you will think a certain thing is going to happen, but then they will put so much emphasis on the thing that is probably going to happen that you think, nah, it's not going to happen now, they've made it too obvious. And then it does happen and somehow you end up being surprised. And then there's also just a lot of plot twists that I just didn't see coming at all. I really ship Scott's mom with Styles' dad. Like, that is genuinely the one ship on the show that I'm the most passionate about. Melissa McCall and Sheriff Stilinski. There is just so much chemistry between these two characters. And I just want them to get married and be a wonderful little family together with their children, and it will be wonderful. And there's something else I noticed about this show that's not exactly unheard of, but it's just very rare, I think, in this genre and this type of TV show, and that is their approach to mental illness. I feel like they're really careful and respectful about representing mental illness. There is a character on the show who has ADHD, which I think is portrayed very well. Like, they don't focus a lot of attention on this, but the one thing you will notice about this character is that he is never still. This character is constantly fiddling and fidgeting with everything, and it really gives a sense of consistency, which I really like. And then there's also another character who is suffering from an anger management disorder type thing that I'd never heard of before. But I googled it and it exists, and well, obviously since I'm not familiar with that mental illness, I can't really say whether they did it justice. But obviously there's also some PTSD and some social anxiety dealt with in this show, and there are some anxiety attacks, panic attacks, that I think were portrayed really well. I really like that these things are even mentioned in a story like this, because let's face it, mental illness is often stigmatized and it's kind of a taboo. So I really like how this show handles those things. So as you might know, Teen Wolf has been renewed for a 5th season, and to wrap this video up, I'm just gonna share with you some of the things that I really want to happen in the 5th season. Now obviously I'm going to mention things that have happened in the previous seasons, so there might be spoilers ahead. So if you have not watched Teen Wolf, go watch it. Don't watch this next portion of the video. Go watch it, and then come back here and talk to me about it, because I love talking about Teen Wolf. So yes, everyone who hasn't watched it, gone? Good. These are the things I want to happen in season 5 of Teen Wolf. I want to find out Sheriff Stilinski's first name. I think it's so sad that we don't know his first name. We know Melissa's first name, we know Lydia's mom's first name, we even know the coach's full name, Bobby Finstock, so I think the sheriff deserves a first name. Another thing I want to happen, as I said before, is I want Sheriff Stilinski and Mama McCall to get together and have a beautiful family. Can we talk about that moment in season 3 when Melissa was putting Stiles to sleep and he called her mom? If your heart didn't break during that scene, I'm not sure you have one. I want to know what sort of mythical creature Jordan Parrish is, because all we know is that fire has no effect on him. His eyes glow orangey, I think it was, and he has some kind of super strength. So that doesn't exactly narrow it down. He could be anything. I mean, knowing the show, he could be a bloody dragon, or a phoenix, or a wizard. Who knows? So I hope we find that out during season 5. And I mean, we probably will, but we might not. Remember how they took like almost 2 full seasons to finally explain what the heck was going on with Lydia? Yeah, I really hope they don't do that again. I also hope Chris Argent comes back, because I really liked his character and I thought it was really hot as well. I want Lydia to take control of shit. I want her to be the power woman for once and not be a damsel in distress anymore. And I mean, this has been getting a lot better over the last few seasons, but now I just really want her to kick some butt, you know? I know she can do it. I know it's in there somewhere. I know kick-ass Lydia is a thing that exists. I love her so much. She deserves it. She deserves to kick some ass. And finally, and I don't think there's a big chance of this happening since Daniel Sharman is on the originals and everything, but I really want Isaac back. Even just a short cameo. Like maybe he can just come over from France to visit his old buds and share a tight emotional hug with Melissa before he gets back. Something like that. I mean, that should be doable, right? Right. That was everything I wanted to tell you about Teen Wolf. Now, I have only told you about the things I actually like about the show. Obviously, there is plenty to dislike as well, but I'm not gonna go into that because this video is already getting way too long. And basically, just go and watch Teen Wolf. And if you already have, if any of you ever feel the need to have long and in-depth conversations about Teen Wolf, I'm here for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, even if it wasn't about books or vlog fighters, and I will hopefully see you soon with another video. Goodbye.